Hey everybody, Pastor Tim here with today's Lenten Devo. In Matthew 18, we have some parables that Jesus taught on his way to Jerusalem. So, let me set the scene. The disciples have asked Jesus who the greatest will be in the kingdom of heaven. So Jesus takes up a child and sets him on his lap and begins on a major teaching moment. And we have the parable of the 99 plus 1. Jesus said, "What do you think? If any man has 100 sheep and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go and search for the one that is straying? If it turns out that he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 which have not gone astray. So it is not the will of your Father who's in heaven that one of these little ones perish." So did you notice that Jesus begins with a question? What would the shepherd of the sheep do? You know, I think the way we answer this question reveals what we believe to be true about God. Jesus uses this story to point us toward God's true character and his desires for us. God desires to have each one of us at home and wrapped safely in his love, and our absence is instantly noticed by God. We've been given the ability to choose whether we wander off or come home. We know from the teachings of Jesus that sometimes the only reason we choose not to return home is because of our own misunderstandings about our Father's character. If we knew and fully understood the truth about God's love, I can't imagine any of us would ever choose to turn away. But there are a lot of obstacles that keep people from God, and many, if not all, are born out of deception. When we look at all of the reasons that keep us from our spiritual home with God, they usually boil down to shame and pain, unbelief, foolishness, confusion, and fear. Any of these forces could lead us to inadvertently wander off when we leave church every Sunday morning, every weekend, after we basked in the wonderful experience of God's love. You know, God is ever present, and so if we don't feel his presence in our lives, well, that's on us. It's an indicator that we've wandered off, not God. As soon as we realize and overcome the forces that keep us at a distance from God's love, he rejoices. The only thing greater than love is mutual love. That's why God gives us free will. Love is way more powerful when it's shared. He wants us to experience the power of mutual love that's shared. If you desire more of his love, but in your heart you feel like you're not mutually there, give it up in prayer. Here's some really simple prayers that may help. God, help me with my unbelief. God, help me let go of my assumptions about your judgment of me. How about, God, let me navigate my pain and feelings of betrayal. Or, God, I desire to experience your grace. God, deliver me from evil. Or, God, expose the deception that I've accepted as truth. How about, God, what do I do next? Or, God, help me want to be close to you. God, why did this happen? God will never reject us. He's always pursuing us and waiting patiently at the door for us to come home. So here's a challenge. Does what you believe to be true about God's love and care for you line up with the character of God as Jesus describes in his parable? If not, I strongly encourage you to do something about it today. Go to God. He's ready and he's waiting. That's what I have for you today. It's PT out.